Here we go.
Boys and girls, this is Mr. Schowitzer, and we have Mr. Charles here taping what we're going to make as a compost pile. Now, that word compost might be a new word for you. What this word means is it's a bunch of soil and dead plants and other organisms that are inside of the soil that will make other plants grow really well. Okay? We're going to be using this word compost and this word soil over the next couple of minutes during the video. Can everybody repeat the word compost? Ready? Compost. Good job. Soil. Good job. This is our compost pile right here. The only thing I have right here is just a piece of wire right here, and we're going to put all of the compost materials inside of the bin right here.
Hi kids, this is Mr. Charles. We have some vegetables that we want to point out to you that we're going to put into our compost pile. Down here we have a tomato. Check it out. We have a cucumber. Doesn't look like a very good cucumber, does it? And we have inside of here some yummy mushrooms. And ooh, what do you think this is? Nice. And inside of here, this looks like a eggshell carton, but inside we have some eggshells and looks like a fruit of some sort. It's all cut up. Okay, what predictions do you have of other things that we might put in to our compost pile?
What we're putting into our compost pile, let's talk about how we're going to make this compost pile. These are some of the materials, boys and girls, that we're going to use, just like Mr. Charles had showed us before. Let's talk about some of the materials that are going into that compost pile. Remember the fruits and vegetables that we saw before? We're going to put them right into our compost pile. And as we put them in, you need to tell us what they are. Ready? Tomato. Cucumber. Can I hear you? Good. Mushrooms. Remember the eggshells?
Yummy.
Eggshells. Anybody know what this is? Yeah, this is a mango. Let's see what else. What other goodies we have here? Recognize this? A banana peel. Good job. What about this? A corn cob. Nice job. We have some more tomatoes. These are baby tomatoes. And some carrots. And some more banana peels. Now this isn't food that you'd want to eat. This is food. This is going to be food for the soil, eventually. Let's dump in a couple more things. We have some more carrots. And if I sniffed them, do you think they'd smell pretty good? Should I sniff them?
Go ahead, Mr. Schowitzer.
Oh no, Mr. Charles, I don't know if I want to do it.
Stick your nose in there.
Oh, stinky! Here we go, we got some carrots. Now we don't want to eat these. Remember, boys and girls, this is food. This is food for the soil later on. Let's do maybe one more thing. Oh, I see a bag of...
Ooh, what do we have?
Oh, I see some avocados in there. And I see some...
What's that green stuff, Mr. Schowitzer?
Looks like watermelon. Yep, watermelon rinds. And a couple of bees. Mr.
Ooh.
Charles, can you get in there a little bit more? We have some bees that are feeding on the dead plants. Okay?
They like the sweet stuff.
They sure do. Ready? Can we count to 3?
1,
2, 3. Dump it in there.
Oh, there it goes.
There it goes. Look at that. Oh, we missed something.
Oh.
It's kind of all gross and disgusting, but I'm going to pick it up just to show you. Actually, can we go down here a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone recognize what that is? Good, that's a pineapple rind. We cut off the top of the pineapple and we stuck that in there. Look at all those plants that used, all that food that used to be plants that we used to eat. Interesting.
Okay, boys and girls, we're going to start the process of composting by putting one more thing into our bin. We have this big bucket. See the big bucket? And it's full of things that we don't want to eat anymore. Food. And we're gonna dump it inside of our cage over here. And it's really heavy. Ready, Mr. Shelter?
Yep, we're ready.
Here we go.
There's a banana peel. There's some orange peels.
And all the juice.
Uh-huh. Look at how much decay that has on it.
There it goes. Hey?
Look at that.
Now we have a even bigger pile of things that we don't want to eat anymore.
I noticed that watermelon rind has turned a different color. It's turned a dark green compared to the one to the right of it.
Yeah, down
that's
here.
That's still a lighter green, like the normal green.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Okay. Now that we have all of our stuff,
all gone.
Now it's all gone. We have to mix it with our shovel, our mixing tool.
Why is that, Mr. Charles?
Because we have to mix everything together so it makes compost.
All right. Let's see.
Here we go.
Let's start that process.
It's a big process. So I'm going to take my shovel. I'm just going to mix it around. Make sure everything is all together. It's really quite heavy. Go ahead.
So, Mr. Charles and the rest of you boys and girls, really, how does this process work?
I don't know.
Let's delve deeper into it, okay? The compost pile has certain needs. We're going to talk about that needs over the next couple of minutes, those needs. One of the things that a compost pile needs is also other soil. If we look at this compost pile right here, the only thing we have so far are the fruits and the vegetables and the other waste products from the plants that we put inside of the compost pile. But we also need to add other things like soil, okay? So we're gonna add this soil in here, right on top of all the plant matter that we just put on there. And does anyone have a prediction about what we're going to do next?
Oh, I wonder, Mr.
Can anyone tell me? Does anyone have a prediction? Shout it out if you know it. Yep, exactly. We're going to mix it up again. So I'm going to take that plant matter that we had before, those fruits and those vegetables, and eggshells. We're going to mix it up with the dirt because that plant matter is actually mixing with the soil, and over time, it will eventually create new soil. Everyone say that. New soil. Good. New soil. So we want to add these certain things into there so that it will create new soil. And eventually we can use this to plant other things. Now, Mr. Charles, I'm going to back up a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to add some more things in here. We actually have some paper that we're going to use as well. A compost pile needs certain nutrients. That was what all the fruits and the vegetables were. It needs soil, and it also needs other fibrous materials, like paper. What I'm going to do is, instead of just putting the paper in here, I'm going to shred it, because this will make the process go faster. It'll help make that process go faster so we can have our soil a little bit faster, okay? So,
there it goes.
Just rip that in there.
He's ripping it into little pieces.
Okay. And if we wanted to add some paper, we would want to add paper that wasn't really colored. So we wouldn't want to add cardboard and paper that would have a lot of different colors on it, like a cereal box or a magazine. But paper like this that's easily shreddable, and also newspaper, are really good things. If you have dead leaves lying around, that would be another thing that would be a good idea. Leaves like this that are already on the tree, probably not so good of an idea. So, what are we going to do? Can I have another prediction? Good, we're going to mix it up again. Going to mix that plant matter and the soil that we just added and the paper so we can get it all together.
Okay, boys and girls, just like we have certain needs, like Mr. Schautzer and I and all of you, the compost bin also has certain needs. For example, you and I, we need a home to live in, and so does the compost pile. As you can see, our compost pile is kind of underneath trees and it's in the shade. That helps it to go faster. It also needs air. It makes the compost and the food break down a lot faster. Okay? And just like we need water or agua, so does the compost pile. If we add water to that, it makes it all goopy and sloppy and it makes it go faster. I already showed them this, so I don't need to. Okay. Here we go, boys and girls. I have a hose in my hand and we're going to add some water to this compost. So I'm going to let the knot out. I'm going to add just some water.
And that's going to get the paper all wet, isn't it?
Yes.
We don't want dry paper in there.
You see it's getting all kind of like mud. That's what we want.
Looks good.
Okay. Everything around us and in nature is called biology. Can you say that word with me?
Biology.
It's quite a big word. We're going to be putting our special guest inside of our compost pile. Can you read that word for us?
Worms. Gusanos.
Okay. These are all living things. There's many different things, not just worms, but other insects and creatures that live in nature and in our compost pile.
Just like the bees that were inside of our watermelon before, Mr. Charles?
Yes, just like those.
So they were kind of eating, they were kind of helping that process out earlier, weren't they?
They make it go faster. Yes, they do.
Boys and girls, just like we recycle at home with cans and cardboard and glass and plastic, we can also recycle inside of our environment with the soil. So, just like you help your mom and dad out at home by recycling these certain things, you can help your environment by recycling old soil and making it new to make new plants. Thanks for being with us. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you learned something. See you later.